We do jam out to that now.
And we do.
It's basically us the entire time during the opening.
And remembering the microphone.
And remembering, we did remember the microphone, so we actually got into the show and people hear us speaking
instead of
hello Melanie, hello Vicky, hello Deanna. It is so good to see all of you and all of the friends that are with us and that are diving in right now as we speak. My name is Chris. This is Tanya. It is Monday and it is 8 o'clock. And if it is Monday at 8 o'clock, it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World News. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you
they're
too.
They're all starting to join.
People are popping out.
And things like that.
Yeah.
Yes, we've decided to pop across the pond today. We were looking at our ancestry DNA, and our 23andMe. And
you know what's funny is I know I'm half Italian because of my mother's side of the family.
But
I'm 54.7% Southern European and Italian. So that means there's got to be a little bit of Italian in my dad's somewhere, which will make him so happy. That'll make him so absolutely happy.
So we were just jumping around to the different cities that are, because I'm like, I'm primarily Irish and
do you really want to know where you are? Do you really want to know where you are? In the Venn diagram that has 1984, Fahrenheit 451, and Brave New World, you're stuck in the middle right now. That's
Is that why you looked at that?
That's where I looked. As soon as I saw that meme today, I was like, that makes too much damn sense. Even though I won't be here, I'm curious to who is being announced. Vicky Storch, by the end of the show, you will find out what's going on. We have a couple of other things we're doing. See, we know after 6 years of doing, 8 years of doing FC3 and 3.5, almost, oh my God, it's almost 5 years of Nerd World News at this point. We kind of know how to string you along just a few moments longer for our own entertainment value.
Definitely stringing.
I'm good at it.
We have been sitting on these for a while.
Good at it. Well, we finally got the green light. So we can tell you this. Tonight will be the first guest announcement of 4. Okay. The 2, 3, and 4 will be throughout the course of the rest of the week. With the fourth
next week.
The fourth will be on Nerd World News. No.
Comic Chicks.
Okay. So tell me, because I didn't understand what was being said in that one. So tonight is the first one.
Yes. Then sometime later this week will be
numbers 2 and 3 are going to be freestanding without a show. They're going to be on their own.
Well, I was thinking number 3 could be Nerd World News next Monday.
Okay. That's entirely feasible then.
And then the 4th one would be Wednesday. So
this is one Tuesday, or the second one is going to be in the next couple of days. The third one will be on Nerd World News next week. And then our 4th and final one will be on Wednesday with Comic Chicks
next week.
At that time.
We can't do Comic Chicks this week. So
this is guest number 5. Yes, Melanie. Technically, it is guest number 5, 6, 7, and 8 for the show. But we're talking, these are the 4 last ones that we are conducting this year. So this is the first of the 4, ramping up to what will be considered our headliner introductions, which will be later next week. So with that said, we're going to get into our first story tonight.
Yes.
Fools. You thought we were going to do something weird.
This is not the guest announcement. You have to have patience, Kasapa.
All right. Instead, we're going to talk about this guy for a moment.
That's why it's not the guest announcement.
That's right. Okay, so real quick before I jump into this, Vicky, who is 3 and 4? Ken Wheaton, comic book artist extraordinaire, the man who's helped us with our program the past couple of years. He is guest number 1. Guest number 2 is none other than Melanie Muses herself, the wondrous lady of cosplay and costuming. And number 3 would be Northern Belle Rogue.
Yes.
Who will be coming down from Toronto to join us on the cosplay judging scene. She is a wonderful addition to the team, and I'm looking forward to meeting her face to face. She is, oh my God, I'm enjoying her social media so much. And guest number 4 is
Susan Harris.
Cousin Susan Harris, author of the darkest stuff I've seen in a while.
The Sicarius security series.
Yes. So those are our first 4 guest announcements. Tonight will be guest announcement 5. 6 will be later this week. And then 7 and 8 will, thank you for that. And then 7 and 8 are going to be technically our headliners. And those will be on Monday and Wednesday of next week. Now I'm going to jump into the story. Yes. Okay. George Lucas opens up about the future of film and Star Wars sequels. Star Wars creator George Lucas secured his place as a filmmaking legend in 1977. In a recent interview at the Cannes Film Festival, where he was presented with an honorary Palme d'Or, the highest award that festival has at its disposal, and he was presented that award by Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh.
He shared his thoughts about the state of movies today and where they're heading. He opened up about the film industry during an interview at the festival. Lucas, now 80, has had a lot of time to examine movies both up close and from afar, which is why he's had a lot to say when he's asked about what cinema will become in the next 10 years. He's quoted as saying, same thing as it is now. What happens now, and it happens in streaming probably more than features, but features, it's the same thing. Nobody knows what to do, he said. The stories they're telling are just old movies. Let's do a sequel. Let's do another version of this movie. And it's not just the movies, but almost everything. There's almost no original thinking. This is something that we've talked about in our podcast in the past. During the chat, Lucas also confirmed he's done making movies. No, I'm retired. He's quoted as confirming. The last one I did as a producer was a thing called Strange Magic, which is an animated film. So I was doing movies that I wanted to do rather than, well, I was financing myself in my own studio. I'm building a museum in Los Angeles. It's keeping me very busy. In other Cannes news, Lucas talked about the Star Wars sequel, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. It doesn't seem like he's a big fan of them, but understands that he has no control over the content anymore. He's quoted as saying, I was the one who really knew what Star Wars was, who actually knew the world, because there's a lot to it. The Force, for example, nobody understood the Force. Lucas shared at the festival per The Hollywood Reporter. When they started the other ones after I sold the company, a lot of ideas that were in the original sort of got lost. But that's the way it is. You give it up, and then you give it up. So that is a comment of George Lucas. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got here.
Dan can't wait for announcements, and FC3 says it'll be coming soon. Dan's like, I'm so excited to find out.
Hi, Ann. I got to meet Ann's dog Tinkerbell tonight. That was really cool.
Ooh, Juno got to meet Tinkerbell too.
Well, Juno was, it was weird that Juno was protective of me. I understand her being protective of you, but she could usually give a damn about me.
Yeah.
That's kind of a wild thing there.
And Melanie's got ideas that she said, Dan, we need to talk. And she's like, are you scared yet? I was like, let's talk.
So from this picture, we're going to go to, wait, no, hang on. All right.
This is definitely not the guest announcement.
There it is.
Calm down.
Flower City Comic-Con coming at you like a spider monkey, September 13th, 14th, and 15th this year. Yes, it is a 3-day program. We're going to have a cosplay dating game and dance party on Friday night. We're going to have the vendor floor open on a limited basis so you can come and shop comic books because we have a brand new relationship with the aforementioned wonderful Ken Wheaton, and his Empire Comic Fest will be coming down and helping us out in the fall. There will be multiple comic book vendors on the vendor floor. Also that night will be a Dungeons and Dragons exposition. There will be a one-shot, and that will be dungeon mastered by none other than yours truly. Those slots we're starting to work on who's going to be at the table. I've already heard a couple of names so far. We've talked to a couple of radio personalities, a couple of TV personalities. There's a member of the mayor's office who's interested in helping out, maybe.
So we don't.
So there's a lot going on there.
Shannon's got hotel and airline tickets are booked. Can't wait. We haven't even announced one of our media guests yet.
That's amazing.
But she's a muser.
That
so
is
she
amazing.
Is chasing down Melanie.
I'm excited. That's going to be cool.
So
Elizabeth Rice says, I haven't watched any of the trailers, but the first one because I don't want to know too much, but looking forward to the Acolyte. To be honest. Me too. And will be annoying if there's any connection to the High Republic stuff in Jedi Survivor. Well, who knows? All right. So now, here we go. Read, Melanie. Read, Melanie.
This is the guest announcement.
Here you have it, children.
You can start breathing.
Okay. So, our first media guest announcement, this is announcement number 5 in the category of announcements, is this wonderful young lady, Carol Barrowman. Carol was born and raised in Glasgow, Scotland, which explains her highly developed sarcasm and inherent cheekiness. Carol and her wee brother, John Barrowman, have collaborated on several projects, including the Sunday Times bestseller Anything Goes with Michael O'Mara, the acclaimed middle grade trilogy Hollow Earth published by Simon & Schuster, and the young adult series, The Orion Chronicles, Head of Zeus. Arrow, The Dark Archer of DC Comics, she's been a part of that. A series of Torchwood comics for Titan, and graphic novel Accursian, which is from Legendary Comics. Recently retired from teaching after 40 years, Carol was an English professor and director of creative writing at Alverno College in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Carol reviews mysteries and thrillers for several outlets, including the Minneapolis Star Tribune. She also regularly chats about books on the Morning Blend on WTMJ for Milwaukee's NBC affiliate. For more of the siblings collaboration, go to www.barrowmanbooks.com. But if you wanted to meet a Barrowman, this is your chance. You're going to get a chance to meet Carol.
Oh, I'm sure she's got lots of stories that.
And she's probably got a ton of stories that she is looking forward to sharing.
Oh.
So, and you probably will have a lot to talk about too.
I know.
Being a fellow teacher.
Yes.
So, and I know.
But I can't necessarily say I'm an English professor. I'm so far from it.
I did let slip to my daughter that Carol was going to be coming. And as soon as I read a little bit of the bio, Jules is like, she writes books. I love her already. So.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. So, that's going to cover a lot of that. Covers comic books, that covers novels, that covers so many different things. Excited. I am so looking forward to meeting Carol, and I'm just looking forward to asking her opinion on her brother John, because as we know, John is a wild man, and I would love to meet him someday. That would be amazing.
Yeah, well,
that would be a lot of fun. Now, are you, my darling dear, are you comic checking this week?
No, it is Dance Christmas this week. It's all rehearsals going up to recital on Saturday. I am not dancing this year, but Jessica is. So
it's her senior dance, isn't it?
It's her senior year.
That's right.
And all Jessica's rehearsals are start at like 8:00. So Anne has to drive her because Jess can't drive after 9.
Yeah.
She can't drive after 9 yet. She's not 18. So we are not comic checking this week, but we will comic check next week.
Come here.
Elizabeth says, been at a few cons. John was a guest at certainly a character. Oh, I can't wait to hear the stories from Carol. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
And there's just the guest host. Hi.
the guest host of the show.
Puppy. I know. Did we get you excited when Tinkerbell came over?
Yes.
You didn't know what to think.
She was like, "That is a very large animal."
I know, twice the size of you.
But I love you.
Oh, I know you love me. Oh, a doggy.
Yeah.
So that is.
Juno is a regular contributor to Nerd World News. Hello, darling.
Nico's like, Dad, put me down.
I know. I will.
I know
she
doesn't like to be mauled.
No. Good girl.
She will sprawl every so often.
You okay? All right. So that's that. That's Nerd World News for Monday, May.
I think it's New York.
May 27th. What's that?
Teenagers can't drive after 9 o'clock.
I think right now it's a New York thing.
You have to be 18.
Yeah, it's a New York thing. So, but that's going by the wayside eventually.
Tinkerbell is a Great Dane.
Yes. So keep in mind, later this week there will be media guest announcement number 2, guest announcement number 6 overall, and that will be later this week. I'm thinking of something yellow, but anyway, little yellow, different. And moving on, and then, like I said, the final 2 guest announcements, the big, 6.
God, dance on me, go.
The final 2, the technical headliners of FC 324. That will be on Monday, Nerd World News, and then Wednesday, Comic Chicks. So you have the schedule. So you have an assignment. Have a great week. Have a safe week. And guess what? We'll talk to you again next week. I gotta go now. Bye-bye.